Putting this in front of my review as a foreword. I wrote the below a few days ago, and now, reading it back, I see that the review has a pretty angry tone. A part of that is due to the many issues that I have opened with Ubisoft Support, such as issues on the Ubisoft Connect platform that I didn't get resolved until just now as of writing this. I realize that it may have colored my review far more negatively than I originally intended. I will accept that Ubisoft is a garbage company and shouldn't be supported, but everyone already knows that. I just wanted to clarify this before the beginning so people don't think, why is this dude so angry? Well, now you know. It's due to Ubisoft's trash policies and software, of which unfortunately Rocksmith Plus is a part of. Ubisoft have reached new lows. Rocksmith 2014 was one of my favorite games for this channel. It is an incredibly education-based software that teaches you bass and guitar while you're also having fun. Ubisoft announced Rocksmith Plus back in 2001 and I was excited and stoked. I was so ready to jump back into this series. However, when it was released in 2022, the reviews were scathing. It was trashed by many online reviews and the Rocksmith Reddit, especially on the switch from a one-time purchase to a subscription-based model. I decided to wait a few years and wait for the software to mature and grow out of its baby stages. I know that software as a service, things such as this, take some time to get its fittings. So now I waited 2 whole years to see what Rocksmith Plus is like, and it is a fucking piece of shit.
For self-improvement, crafts, and fitness games, go ahead and turn on YouTube and watch Jack.
Rocksmith Plus teaches you how to become a rock star by teaching you how to play bass, guitar, and piano. I've done quite a fair number of these music subscription services, such as Musician and Hello Simply's apps. The original Rocksmith and Rocksmith 2014 games were a one-time purchase and downloadable content was offered. With the move to Rocksmith Plus, the format has changed to become a subscription-based model. It costs $140 and is a competitor to the services that I mentioned above. Instead of being like a video game, kind of like how the original Rocksmith and Rocksmith 2014 was, this is now trying to be more of like a music teaching app like those, while offering way less, might I add. I recommend watching my music series playlist after watching this video if you want to learn more about these platforms. Before I jump into the game, let's talk about my challenge. I wanted to play Rocksmith Plus every day for 60 days for at least 25 minutes per day. I was planning on starting with the bass before jumping into guitar and piano. That is how I do all of my music reviews. I do each instrument mode separately. That way I can kind of review in case each instrument is different. And also it gives me perspective on like how fast the company releases updates. In reality, I couldn't finish this bass mode due to bugs within the software. That's how bad Rocksmith Plus and more specifically Ubisoft's game client is. If you look up Ubisoft Connect, you'll see like a picture of a garbage truck near it. Seriously, Ubisoft Connect is the worst video game client ever. Rocksmith Plus opens up with a few tabs. First is the Learn tab, where you can take video lessons and go through practice tracks. This will increase your skill levels, I guess. The levels break down from beginner to advanced. That should correlate to the song levels going from basic to, of course, advanced. As you play the songs, they will get progressively harder as they added new notes one at a time. All this is illustrated by like the bar before each song, which goes from 1% if you're playing like barely any notes to 100% if you're playing like every single note in the song. This is exactly how Rocksmith 2014 and the original Rocksmith worked, but the way Rocksmith Plus does it is just kind of bad. It's weird how the whole system works. You upgrade your skills, as seen in this little skill chart, by playing the practice tracks and songs. And I assumed once you beat like the basic lessons, you will get like all the basic songs up to 100% of the notes, and you can keep playing like regular. However, it didn't, and the overall difficulty of the songs that I was playing never actually increased. As you can see from the recordings of these, all the songs pop up rather slowly. It's because my ratings were super low despite getting nearly 100% in some of the advanced songs, and not to mention completing both the beginning lessons and most of the intermediate lessons. I don't know why the game would think I can't play Coldplay bass when if you take a look at my 2014 songs, you can see that I'm pretty good at playing these songs. And it doesn't actually import your 2014 data, which is weird. I would get like half of the intermediate lessons and then jump into a low rating song, and it would say that I'm like worth 10% of the notes. I would then take 100% of that section and unlock like 20% of the notes. It just does not get progressively harder. And I did change the settings to be like, hey, can you give me the notes faster? But I don't feel like that did anything. It's something like a Coldplay song where the bass lines are like 4 different notes. It will give me like half the notes. It's just weird. Comparing how difficulty in this game works compared to 2014, I think it's a case of the algorithm they used here being broken. Another reason why Rocksmith Plus sucks has been added to the list. Next up is the Home tab, which displays highlighted news and songs that you've recently played and saved. For some reason, they have a permanent beginner song tab here. You can also click this little flag at the top to go through an introduction challenge. As you can tell, the app is mostly about newcomers, leaving us experienced players down in the dumps. A weird thing about this beginner tab too is if you click on it, it says like, hey, can you do this lesson? But the thing is, I've already done this lesson, so it doesn't unlock it, so I can't complete the beginner section. It's weird. Like, why wouldn't it auto-detect the fact that I completed these songs? Like, can you not program something correctly? Next is the Discovery tab, where you can look at Rocksmith Plus's huge catalog. Last year, Ubisoft stated that Rocksmith had 8,000 songs. They have to be up to like 10,000 by now. It's just a massive collection of songs, from Paramore to Dream Theater to Elvis to the before mentioned Coldplay. They have tons of songs available for you to play. They even have like kids songs like the SpongeBob Campfire song, CAMPFIREFSONG song. That's one of my favorites. That's actually a really hard bass song too. They have a ton of songs available for you to play in this game. If you had read the past reviews on Rocksmith Plus, you will see that the bad song catalog was one of the biggest complaints on the software, and they have since listened to that. Every month, they've announced brand new, highly requested artists and have put them in this package. This came about 5 months ago from an update titled Music Strategy Update on their YouTube channel. They released this wanting you to know that they are working on fixing the complaints of the song lists. It used to be before that they were all just like Wiggles songs, and now they have Wiggles plus Dream Theater, the two made in heaven. They put this out and announced that, hey, we're fixing the sound catalog, but they did it a year and a half after the game was released, so a lot of people were like, I don't care. Now that they've been hard since then releasing tons of new things. They've been releasing new lessons, adding a ton of new songs, and releasing a mobile app. And as I'm recording this, they just announced that they're releasing a PS5 app. 2 years of nonstop adding content that honestly should have been there from the beginning. I hate to be so negative, but seriously, I kind of work in software development, and we do so many updates and new features in 2 years that it kind of looks like a completely different product. I'm not dragging the developers of Rocksmith Plus. The slow updates just kind of mean that, hey, management isn't really paying attention to this game, which, I hate to say it, but considering all the news on Ubisoft, is probably highly likely the managers are incompetent. It just means that they're not allocating enough people to the Rocksmith project. They probably saw numbers slipping and thought, we spent all this time developing this platform, let's finally adequately staff the team so we can make a profit from Rocksmith. Which, now explains the monthly updates and constant new features that they've been doing over the past 5 months. This seems like a last-ditch effort for them to finally try and get new subscribers and get this thing profitable. Again, 2 years after it's been released. Seriously, this is crazy. All of this stuff that they've been releasing should have already been in the game. Ignoring the lack of song catalog, which is another complaint, is that they're missing a ton of stuff from Rocksmith 2014. For instance, the daily challenges is gone. The guitarcade mode is gone. The session mode is gone. Switching user profiles for multiple people is gone. And differentiating songs between like the picks and fingering styles. When you click on a song, it says, hey, use a pick, use fingering. That's gone too. There's just so much missing in 2014 that isn't in Rocksmith Plus. Or sorry to put it that better, there's so many stuff missing in Rocksmith Plus that was in 2014. That is pretty crazy considering there was stuff missing from the original Rocksmith that was missing in 2014 and is missing again in Rocksmith Plus. Hearing your song playback after playing is still completely gone. That's one of the biggest complaints of Rocksmith 14 that's just not addressed. The story mode is still gone, which sucks because there's so much content here. That would be an excellent mode to add. The unique venues are still missing for this game. Instead, they have the regular trippy backgrounds. I think that's due to like licensing costs for like the House of Blues and other music venues like the Salt Shed. They can't probably afford that, so they just like, hey, let's not include venues, which that's kind of a functionality of the original Rocksmith that I wish. There could have been like so many new amazing features added that were in the original. For instance, Rocksmith original had this scoring system that could help lead into a leaderboard mode, which is missing in this game. Musician has leaderboards with like weekly challenges based on their scoring system, and Rocksmith Plus doesn't. Why doesn't the gaming company that released Rocksmith, Ubisoft, have gaming features missing in this that other companies have? This is a gaming company. You should have leaderboards. You should have online play. You should have multiplayer. These are all things that are in other apps that is missing from this one. Lessons in general are kind of missing a lot of different things, such as there's no slap bass, there's no singing lessons. Comparing the learning path of Rocksmith Plus to Musician, there isn't even like a discussion. Musician has so many different types of levels. They have progression modes, they have music theory modes, they have like almost twice as many like video lessons and songs. Rocksmith Plus has like scattered lessons here and there. When completing the practice track, you just get a score and that's it. You would think there would be like more practice tracks available, but there really isn't. Maybe once you complete like one of the lessons, you can get like a recommended song to use the skills you just learned, but it's just not a feature. Rocksmith Plus is just so bad. There's not like a whole point to this. I'm just rambling at this point. There's just so much missing that is in other music apps and that's in the original versions of the game that why would I pay almost twice as much money to get less features? Now let's address the elephant in the room, Ubisoft Connect. That is one of the worst game clients I have ever used, and it is required for Rocksmith Plus. I've had multiple issues with the servers being down and the application crashing. In fact, I took a couple of break times to see when the latest update would bring new features to Rocksmith Plus and to Ubisoft clients, but after this recent update, I cannot get into Ubisoft Connect at all. I've been reaching out to support for multiple days now, but they are pretty useless in sending me the same guides over and over and over again. I was actually thinking about doing like a credit card chargeback. That's something I've never done before, but I'm thinking about doing it just because I can't access the thing that I bought because Ubisoft software is so bad. It's just a complete piece of shit that makes Rocksmith Plus go down in value. Seriously, just throw this on Steam. Please give me Rocksmith Plus on Steam. I'm begging you. I played Rocksmith for 49 miserable days, not counting when I would pop in over like a couple of week breaks to play like a White Stripes song or something. Over the course of those 49 days, I played a total of 20 hours. That is not nearly as long as I played Rocksmith 2014, which I played for almost 60 hours, but that was a great game. This isn't. Overall, I am so disappointed in Rocksmith Plus. I tried to like it, but I couldn't. There's just so many missing features, and it just makes me angry. There's no reason why I should be playing this. There's no daily challenge. There's no progression. It's just missing that hook that Rocksmith Plus, or Rocksmith 2014, Rocksmith, and Musician all have. They need to improve the core software and experience before even thinking about adding more songs, thinking that's going to fix the issue. There's just nothing to motivate me to play, and there's everything putting me towards quitting thanks to the bugs in Ubisoft Connect. Maybe Rocksmith Plus will be worth something in 2 more years, but until then, I wouldn't even bother giving Ubisoft your money. I'm going to be taking a little break. Maybe next month I'm going to jump in on guitar and see if they've made any updates to Rocksmith Plus that makes the software more worthwhile. So guys, that's it for today's review of Rocksmith Plus on bass. If you like this video, then please give the video a big thumbs up. In fact, go through all my videos and give them all a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. I try to put up a new video every single week. If you guys have any ideas for new videos you want me to make, then please leave them in the comments below. I take every single one of your suggestions, put it in a notepad, and then I start doing them as I have the time. Please note I'll do pretty much any video topic that isn't illegal and won't hurt me too badly. Follow me on X and Instagram at TrueJackJank. Visit my website at jack-jenkins.com. Lastly, have a fantastic day, everyone. If you are watching this, then you are just incredibly amazing. And if you want to improve, we can improve together. And if you're Rocksmith Plus watching this, if you're the developers of Rocksmith Plus watching this, then please remember to improve together. Seriously, just put out like a user voice or something like that. That way people can vote on ideas. That would be great. Musician has that. Granted, they don't really pay attention to it. But just copy what Musician and Simply Sing is doing. Boom, your product will be better.